Greetings, peace be with you. Welcome to video number 6 in this series on the Hermetic principles from the Kybalion. If you haven't checked out the previous videos in this series, I will link out to the playlist below. Make sure to check it out because each law builds on the next one, right? And my intention with this is really to get clarity for these laws on myself. Hopefully they provide some value to you as well. And also I will link out to the book The Kybalion by the 3 initiates below. It's completely free. Check it out if you want to dive deeper into this concept, right? So in this video, we're going to be talking about the law of rhythm, right? Everything has rhythm. And I'm just going to quote directly from the book towards the start of the chapter to begin this video, okay? And I quote, "Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates," right? So rhythm is manifested between the two poles that were established through the law of opposites, right? Between the 2 degrees of that opposite, there is a swing and there's a constant motion towards and away from something, right? That is the pendulum swing, because the more the pendulum goes to the right, the more likely it is to go to the left, right? And that really comes down to the principle of opposites as well. How the more down that you are, the more opportunity you have to rise up, right? The more fearful you are, the more opportunity you have to exhibit your courage, right? Because courage is the overcoming of fear. So understanding that everything has a rhythm, right? The earth has its rhythm with the 4 seasons, right? Winter, summer, autumn, spring. And the day has its rhythm, right? Night goes to day, that goes to night. Your body has its rhythm that is aligned with that. So everything is moving in accordance to this rhythm, which manifests between the 2 poles of polarity, right? Now, the second thing is that of motion, right? Since everything has a rhythm, everything is constantly in motion. This also relates back to the law of vibration, but according to this, it's basically like everything is moving towards something, right? There's no staying the same. Everything is caught up in that rhythm. So in other words, if you are not on that upward trajectory, right? If you are not making those 1% improvements every single day, if you are not leveling up, if you are not improving yourself, if you're not focusing on your growth, then there's no staying the same, right? Everything is in the rhythm of moving towards something. And if you're not moving towards growth, then you are definitely moving towards decline, right? If you're not improving, then you're getting worse. There's no 2 ways about it. Everything is in rhythm, everything is in vibration, everything is in motion. And the question really is which trajectory you are headed in right now, right? Run an audit, right? Be honest with yourself, right? Where have you been in the last 30 days, right? Because if you don't change something about your behavior, if you don't change something about who you are, if you don't change something about the way that you think, then the last 30 days will just become the next 30 days, which will become the next 30 days. And eventually you'll look back and like, yo, I was stuck in that cycle for years until I woke up, and now I've been caught up in the law of hypnotic rhythm, right? That's what Napoleon Hill talks about in Outwitting the Devil as well, where, you know, what keeps people trapped is that they get trapped in this rhythm, right? They get trapped in their habits. And the habits are basically when you become attached to a certain way of doing things, right? Your body becomes more efficient at doing that thing than your mind. And that is why you can know what to do, but still not do what you know, because you are caught in the rhythm whereby your body has become addicted to a certain thrill, whereby you're getting the dopamine fix, right? You can keep going deeper and deeper into it, but understanding that there is a rhythm to the habits, right? What is the rhythm of your life, right? Is it in alignment with the rhythm of nature? Or are you going all night watching videos, busting your eyes with this light that is disrupting your melatonin, that is hindering your ability to go to sleep and the quality of your sleep, which is hindering your ability to wake up in the morning, right? So it's always a rhythm. It's always everything relating to everything else, and getting an awareness on whether your rhythm is how you want it to be, right? Because again, it comes back to your emotions, which are a signal. And the more you can get an awareness on the signal that you are getting, right? If you're getting those lower emotions, then that is a sign that there is something that is unaddressed in your life, right? Don't look at it as a judgment. Look at it as an observation, which you can become aware of how you can improve moving forward, right? So everything is in motion, everything is in rhythm, and everything is moving towards something else. And if you're not moving towards growth, you are definitely moving towards decline, right? There are no two ways about it. There is no staying the same. Change is the one constant in this universe, and it's manifested through the law of rhythm in between the law of opposites. Okay, now finally we get to the two planes, right? So how can we apply this, right? Because the Hermeticists were not just about talking about these ideas, it's not just a philosophy. It's like, how can we gain an understanding of these laws and implement them and play the higher laws against the lower laws, right? So the Hermeticist notices that there were actually two planes of existence, right? The higher plane of existence and the lower plane of existence, right? The higher consciousness and the lower consciousness planes of existence. And what they did was in understanding that yes, the pendulum is always swinging, right? But they can rise above the swing of the pendulum and polarize themselves where they want, right? And that is when you become the creator of your own expression, right? You choose the way that you're going to respond to the situations in your life, right? Rather than reacting to them compulsively based on conditioning, right? Because the rhythm is taking place, right? You're gonna go from good to bad, right? You're gonna go from night to day. You're gonna go, like, it's always up and down, right? If you're feeling amazing one day, that will most likely not last forever unless you begin implementing the practice of isolating yourself at this higher plane of existence, and you choose the way that you're going to express yourself no matter what's happening in your surroundings, right? You become the creator of your experience based on your perception, because you polarize yourself at this level of this higher plane of existence, right? There might be chaos around you, there might be madness around you, you don't know what's going on, but you are able to stay in your place of calm, cool collectedness, and you just walk. Like, the pendulum is swinging, but at a higher plane of consciousness, you're able to watch the swing and you are not connected to it, you're not identified to it, you are above it, you're observing it as a pendulum swings, right? So I hope that makes sense. Like, for me, I'm gaining clarity as I even talk about it. It's like, yes, it's ups and downs, it's all rhythm, right? Like, the more happy you are, the more excited I felt, the more amazing that I felt, the more I've set myself up to when it goes down, right? Because the degree is different. It's like, you feel amazing, right? I remember they used to get this post-party syndrome back in my previous life when I was like partying and drinking and going crazy and having these amazing nights, right? There was a lot of fun for sure. But then it would be like a fucking week of depression, of post-party depression, of like, shit, that was such an amazing night. And now it's like such a peak and now such a valley. And just the contrast ends up creating that negative emotion, right? So the more we can polarize ourselves in that situation of calm, cool, collectiveness, objective rationality, of seeing things as they are rather than getting caught up in the pendulum of our emotions, of our thoughts at this higher plane of existence, we let these lower things just pass by, we watch the rhythm go by, we are just observing everything as it goes by, maintaining our place of fortitude, right? That is when you become a hermeticist. That is when you begin transmuting the events in your life to serve you, and you choose your most empowered expression rather than get caught up in subconscious conditioning. Okay, so I hope you got value from this video. Again, I will link out to the playlist below. I will link out to the book below if you want to dive deeper into it. But with that, I conclude this video, and I'll see you in the next one.